Pie and Ball Wolverhampton Wanderers vs Brentford edition. Let's go! After a short train journey via Birmingham New Street, we hopped off in Wolverhampton, quickly making our way down to Molineux Stadium, which was the first ever stadium built for use by a Football League club in 1889. After arrival, we immediately went off for some scran, paying a visit to the Taste of India, grabbing a delicious chilli sauce covered chicken tikka naan, which was absolutely unreal scran. We were seated in the Billy Wright stand for today's game, the section named after the Wolves legend who made 490 appearances for the club and was the first ever footballer to break 100 international caps. We made our way into the ground via the lower tier and took in the view from our seats, which was not too bad at all. You also may have seen the pyrotechnics used at Molineux before, used to create a W shape when players' names are called out, which was pretty cool to see live in person. Shortly after, the players were on their way out for kickoff, and after the conclusion of the fantastic Premier League anthem and a right good sing-song from the Wanderers faithful, we were underway in the Black Country. It was a tough start for the hosts, as talisman Matheus Cunha was forced off through injury early on, and things went from bad to worse for them, as Christian Norgard opened the scoring for Brentford after 35 minutes via a corner, giving the Bees the lead. There was no rebuttal before the interval for Wolves, leaving the half-time score at Brentford 1, Wolves 0. Also probably the worst attempt at goal I've ever seen by this fan at half-time. After that disaster, the second half was rapidly upon us. With the brilliant Pedro Neto finding some space on the right, he delivered a beautiful ball that was met by Craig Dawson for 1-1. Bullet header. However, in what has been a familiar annoyance for Wolves, VAR intervened once again, ruling out yet another Wanderers goal for offside. Does VAR belong in football? Let us know your thoughts below. Eventually, the inevitable Ivan Toney killed any chance of a Wolves comeback dead with a second Brentford goal on 77 minutes played, with the striker seemingly not missing a beat since returning from his lengthy ban. On a tough day for the hosts in the West Midlands, it was Brentford 2, Wolves 0 at the final score at Molineux. Man of the match for this game has to be that man Ivan Toney, with the Englishman scoring his third league goal since his return to the Premier League on the day. As for ratings, the match was fairly good. The crowd were brilliant even in spite of their team's poor performance. Molineux is a great ground to visit and the scran on offer is simply spectacular too. Overall, 9 out of 10 for this one, and a new Pie and Ball record. Want to see a Pie and Ball episode about your team? Don't forget to tag them in the comments down below. See you next week, lads.